Hello everyone, welcome back to the Road to 2400 series. 2221 here. The rating is it's starting to improve. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? I never know what to do against this. I think you can just push, right? Never really know what to do against these openings. So offbeat. Okay, I'm just gonna develop this way. Go for this pretty soon. I mean, this has got to be okay for me. Like, I definitely don't know what to do against this kind of opening, but, you know, I have a lot more space. Like, this can't be bad. This can't be bad for me. Yeah, I refuse to believe that this is bad for me. Seems like I have a pretty simple plan. Bring the bishop out here, something like that. All right, I'm going thinking. Got him thinking. Not clear why he's... I mean, this has got to be a pretty foreseeable move, given the opening he played. I feel like his knight is kind of just a little bit stuck here. Like, it's kind of annoying to get it back in the game. Or to get it in the game, not back in the game. Well, you know, the more time he burns, not bad for us. Not bad for us, that's for sure. Okay, he explodes the center. Now, I think I probably don't want to pass on here. What I'm going to do is just get this pin going. If he wants to expand, is sacking too crazy? Is it too crazy to sack if he goes g4? I'd be very tempted to sack if he goes g4. Okay, well, let's see what he does. Play here. Add some reinforcement to these pawns. Bishop doesn't have a ton of scope for now, but that might change. This knight is like, it's not quite the annoying pin because the bishop's defending it, so I mean he can move his queen. It's not and do I want to castle queenside here and just launch an attack? Part of me thinks that I kind of want to just like castle queenside. I mean, I am running into this pretty soon, so maybe I'll go kingside. Okay. So I'd like to, maybe I'll go here to reposition this knight. Reposition the knight. Maybe go f5. This also gives my bishop a way to kind of escape. Okay, moves the queen. Yeah, getting ready for f5. I mean, I kind of like this position I have. I feel like it's reasonable. Ooh, now do I want to go for g5? I don't think so. But I guess the thing is now he's defending. Oh, it's quite a annoying move. Excuse me. Maybe I'll go here. Does that do anything? Maybe circle back? I'll go for this, maybe. Get the knight in there. You know, we're just kind of shuffling around. I think this is a pretty even sort of position. Another idea is I could have dropped the bishop back to pressure this knight. But then I think the knight would have just jumped in here. Knight may still do that, but at least now if it jumps in. Yeah, maybe that's still what he's going to do. Can just kind of pile up on it. This is one of these like super closed positions. So the one thing that you got to basically, I always have to remind myself is like in a very closed position like this, you have a lot more time to execute maneuvers than you would in an open position, right? So you might actually have like 3 free moves in a row to get your knight to the perfect square. So you should think about like, well, what is the perfect square for my knight? I think I've got to take here, right? I think I've got to take. I don't think I really have an option to not take. It does seem like this is not the ideal pawn structure. Although I guess if I go here, this pawn is pinned, so it's not actually threatening to do anything. So I could just go here right now. I guess then he can take with the knight. Also go back here, looking to take here. I guess then I'm going to run into this, right? Then it's like I feel like there's a bit of an avalanche going. But maybe I just sack. Maybe if that happens, I just sack. I could just go here. Okay, all right. I'm going to go for it. I don't love it. So I'm going to get this. Sorry, this. I don't know that I love this. Yeah. Go here. This immediately attacks the knight. I think he has to respond to. I don't think he can just go. But now the knight comes here. It kind of blocks his pawn avalanche, right? Because I can drop the bishop back. And his king is getting quite weak. So I would say that if his sort of pawn avalanche here doesn't work, then his king is getting weak. So we would just bide our time. Knight can go back here, I guess, but then I am threatening to just take this pawn if the knight goes there. So yeah, it goes forward. That's what I figured. But now I think I can go... Okay, so what if I go here, takes the bishop, takes back, still covers this square. Okay, let's try this. Maybe get the knight here. It's a real maneuvering game, Yeah, let's go for this. This pawn is hanging. And this doesn't work, I think, because I have this. So I may want to even just try and snap off this pawn. Okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense. So maybe I just take here. So then he's going to get the queen in. So if I go here, it's going to get this. Which feels perhaps not ideal. No, never mind. Sorry, the knight covers that. What am I talking about? Okay. Ignore me. Sometimes I see ghosts in these positions, and I need to get this rook off the line so I can. This rook's on the diagonal, right? So it's I can't move the b pawn, but I need to reposition my rook so I can move the b pawn. Very jammed up position here. Okay, so let's go for. I'm going to just put the rook here. This gives me the flexibility to also play b5 instead of b6. And it means that if the knight jumps in, it's not hitting the rook. That's why I thought about putting it on c8, but I think this is a little bit better than putting it on c8. I think it's a little bit better. Hard to tell. I'd like to get my knight here. That would be nice. Then put the bishop on f5. I guess that does sort of allow this maneuver, though, which I'm not loving. Okay, so what if I just go here? I think I'm just going to go for this, and then take back. I'll have an open file. If so, this is an interesting position. I mean, I think it's got to be pretty even, but I am starting to develop a pretty big lead on the clock. So if he gets down like under 2 minutes in this kind of position, I would say that could be tough for him because there's still like a ton of pieces left on the board, right? So when there's this many pieces on the board, you know, it's like it takes a long time to think up moves. And like there's lots of moves I could make that create threats, you know, that he's going to have to think about. For example, knight to h4. You know, there's lots of ways that I can kind of create practical problems. Okay. So how do I make progress here? I guess this doesn't really threaten anything. And it does lose my grip on this square. I'm going to slightly improve the position of my king. I just want to make some of these waiting moves to see if we can just get him low on time, frankly. That's my real strategy here. I'm just get my king off the line of the rook. Okay, it goes back with the knight. Now that feels like a mistake, because aren't I getting this pawn now? I guess the problem is then his queen. No, they don't threaten this because of the. Okay, so let's see if oh, I don't have this pawn because the queen. Oh my god. I totally. Oh, that was stupid. Okay, that was very stupid. So let's get this coming. So maybe I just have to go here, bite the bullet. No, but then this is okay, this is very weak then. Could put the bishop here. Maybe that's the best move, and just I don't know what I was. Sometimes my vision is very questionable. Like it's like I think I have some tactic where I'm winning a pawn at the end of the line, but then it's like the move he makes covers that pawn. I'm just gonna go here and take this way. Because these squares are covered by the knight, the pawn, and the rook. So he doesn't ever have any infiltration. And I can just I can even attack him and just trade. Now, trading, I don't know that I'm any better, but you know. So why do I go here now? Just to sort of create some threats. I'd like to bring my rook here. So why do I go here? This seems like a good move. Okay. All right. So we appear to be at a little bit of a standoff here. I'm going to drop back here to. I'm going to go for this. I did drop my queen back. Again, I basically have twice as much time here. And I think this is like a pretty even position. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Like maybe the engine is going to say this is like horrible for black, but I honestly feel like this feels like it's a pretty even position. He doesn't really have any infiltration squares with the rook. I mean, he can trade everything on g8, but then, you know, even if there's check with the queen, I can, you know, block with the knight or something. Okay, and I actually think getting my queen back here is even better because now queen can help out with the defense. I mean, maybe he has a little bit, maybe the bishop versus knight endgame is a little bit better for him if everything gets traded because these pawns are all on dark squares, but hard to believe that he can win it with the tiny amount of time he has left on the clock. So I don't want to do this. Maybe I want to go back with the, I think I'm going to go up with the king. If he wants to try and get these pawns, I want some counterplay. He goes here. He has no more checks for a little while. Well, I guess the one problem, though, is that... yeah, never mind. Let's go here. Yeah. Okay, I think I got to go there, maybe. The king here. Let's actually, yeah, let's go forward with the king because I want my queen to be able to run free. I think once I start getting a bunch of checks in and he's down under 30 seconds, like, gonna be pretty tough for him to. So once we go for this, so what if I just go here? I guess he could take the knight, but then I have this and this. I guess this is a problem, though. What if I just go here first? Yeah, you can check me there, but then I'm going back. And let's go there. Okay, let's just go for that. He's got 20 seconds. I don't think... Let's go here. For that. Let's go here. Oh, no. Okay. Good move there. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, now we got to move quick. Okay, he's got me, I think. Very unfortunate. Yeah. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. That's annoying. Yeah, that was messed up that end game. Yeah, he was definitely doing better after a while here because these were all good moves. Or not bad, at least. I'm doing fine here. Yeah, it doesn't love this because it's... Okay, but even here, it's even. You know, this is a totally even position. So this is kind of what I thought. I'm like, oh, I'm up on the clock. Interesting that, I guess that makes sense. Shut down the bishop. Yeah, even positioned. Same here, basically even positioned. Yeah, this is a completely even position, and I was double the time on the clock. This is where it all... No, even here, this is an even position. Yeah, I should have blocked with the knight. I don't know what I was thinking there. Okay, anyway, yeah, not blocking with the knight, and then here I am much worse. I kind of thought I could just win on the clock, but then, yeah, found a nice little queen trade. It's a bit frustrating. Okay, anyway, good game.